Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to create the easiest French makeup look. I'm going to be sharing with you some beauty secrets as well. This is going to be very simple and quick makeup look that anyone can create. So it's suitable for beginners as well, and it's suitable for all ages. As always, we're going to be starting with a skincare and do whatever it takes for your skin to get this beautiful glow. Do your regular skincare routine. A few tips that I have for you. In the summer months, make sure to keep your skincare routine to a minimum. Usually I prefer to use an eye cream, a serum and SPF because layering too many skincare products, especially in the summer months, can mess up with the makeup and is going to feel heavy as a whole. My signature serum that I always use is going to be Lancome the Triple Serum. I find that this one works really nice on my skin. Don't feel like you have to use exactly the products that I'm using in this video. You can recreate this look using your own makeup products and do what your skin loves. So since it's Sunday and I'm enjoying a nice cup of coffee and breakfast, I have a little bit more time, so I'm going to pamper myself. I prefer to cleanse my skin in the morning because it removes the creams that I have from the night before, but I know that some people prefer not to cleanse in the morning. I'm going to be using a little bit of Bioderma, the green water, which I find that it keeps my skin very balanced because I have combination skin in the summer months. I might experience some breakouts, so this one keeps my skin clean and nice. And then I'm going to go in directly with a face mask. So for face masks, I have two favorites. And I like a multi-purpose face mask that I can use in the evening, in the morning, and also before makeup. So two of my favorite face masks are going to be the Sisley Express Flower Gel Mask. This one is my number one because it can be used under the eyes as well. It's like a one and done product. It gives me incredible amount of glow and hydration. Now, usually if it's day of the week from Monday to Friday, I'm usually going to do this in the evening. But since I'm pampering myself, I'm going to do this in the morning. The other option that is going to be a lot more affordable is going to be the mask from Caudalie. Again, I love this one because it can be applied under the eyes as well. This one has a little bit stronger, almost like a green kind of scent, which I find to be quite strong. The only thing that I dislike about this face mask is the quite green, the strong green scent that it has. Other than that, it just moisturizes and hydrates the skin quite well. So I'm going to wait for 3 to 5 minutes. Usually with the Sisley mask, it's a lot quicker, for 3 minutes. And then I'm going to clean the excess. I never need to clean the excess for some reason because my skin just drinks the Sisley mask and I won't need to clean it with a tissue, but make sure that you don't have excess product because we don't want to have too much product. And while I'm waiting for the face mask to soak in, I'm actually going to take care of my hands as well. And lately I have been using the L'Occitane cream, hand cream. This one is with 20% shea butter and it's vanilla bouquet, and this one has a very light scent. It's very pleasant and moisturizes the skin deeply without leaving a greasy residue. So while I'm doing the face mask, I'm just going to leave this on my hands. I'm going to apply a generous amount, leave it on my hands, and then I'm just going to rub it in my arms as well. But you can use any kind of rich body lotion if you want to. I really like the Lipicar Balm. This is one that I like to use, apply generously on my hands because I find that it really restores the moisture in my hands. It's another option that I like. Just make sure to take care of your hands as well because often we neglect our hands and the skin starts to look dry, and this makes us look older than we actually are. So make sure to take care and give some love to your hands as well. Next, moving on to sunscreen, I'm going to be using the Rénergie from Lancome because I really like this one under makeup, but use whatever you have actually and whatever you like. Just make sure that it's a sunscreen that works nice under makeup, because I find that not all sunscreens work with all foundations, so it's all up to you here or whatever you like. One rule that I usually have is when I apply my SPF, I prefer to wait for a few minutes, like usually 1, 2 to 3 minutes before going in with my makeup, because it usually is going to look better. And I like to wake up, I prefer to wake up like 10 minutes early, but have my makeup nice. I'm going to start with concealer. I'm going to start with the Westman Atelier concealer. Start with concealer first because the makeup is going to be quite minimal, and that's why I'm switching around. Usually I would use foundation first, but now I'm going to be using concealer. I take the concealer on the back of my hand and then with a brush, I'm going to apply this one in the inner corners of my eyes. A small amount, just as much as I need. I'm going to warm it up with my finger and then use a sponge to blend the concealer. And here, if you have a lot of darkness that you want to cover, I would suggest using a peachy concealer or color corrector like the Charlotte Tilbury color corrector in Fair is going to be perfect for my skin tone. It is quite orangey, so it's scary, but it is going to cover dark circles in the best possible way. Lately, I have fallen in love with the new tinted serum from Lancome. This is actually the Fresh Glow Tinted Serum, and I love how lightweight this one is. My favorite way to apply this one is with a sponge. I find that this one is irreplaceable for me because it gives the most natural finish. It's so lightweight, and I don't like it when I apply it with fingertips or with brushes. This is not the kind of product. It doesn't offer blurring on the skin. It just offers the most natural looking skin. The coverage is buildable, but not too much. It is going to be a very lightweight finish. And it's perfect for those days when you want to look natural, fresh. It also has some skin-caring benefits. It's a lovely product, and the shade that I have is 12 Neutral, which is too pale for me now. So I will have to purchase a deeper shade for the summer months because my skin is already quite tanned. So I'm going to take this one with my sponge. And I like to use, this is actually a slightly wet sponge, and I like to wash it first thing in the morning, and then I like to squeeze it a few times in a towel so that it's almost dry at the moment. And I like to take the product on the back of my hand and just blend it onto my skin. And you can use whatever foundation you have and you feel comfortable with. I just like to keep my coverage very natural. And I find that this product actually calms my skin in the summer months. So I like to take a few drops on the back of my hand. I like to do just like that, spread them with my finger, and then take the product so that I don't get too much product at once onto my face. Okay, friends, and this is how everything looks. Since this is a very lightweight product, my skin is going to show through, and that's why I can get away even though the color is a little bit too pale for my skin tone. One thing that you have to know about all of the products that contain some skin caring ingredients is that the skin caring ingredients in skin tints might interfere with your skincare product. So you have to see how they are going to work with your own skincare routine. So this is one thing to note about these kind of products. Even though I really like them, you might need to adjust your skincare routine for this kind of products that contain some skin caring benefits. This one has a very light coverage, and even though it says that it's buildable, it doesn't really look good when you start to build up this kind of product. So I would suggest you, if you need a little bit more coverage and if you think that you can't get away with a very light coverage skin tint serum like this one, I would suggest the Terracotta Latent Glow Foundation, because this one has medium coverage. At the same time, it gives the most flawless, beautiful finish, and you're pretty much going to get this kind of glow, but with a medium coverage. So don't apply too much product. One tip that I have for you, and like a beauty secret, we can call it, if you want, a real beauty secret is do not build up foundation. Just use a higher coverage foundation. So as alternative to this one, if you need medium coverage, then use this one. Don't try to build up this one, because you're going to see that it's going to start getting cakey and it's going to start gathering into pores, some fine lines, and overall piling on product is never going to be a good idea. We want to keep layers as thin as possible, and that's probably one of the biggest secrets of the French makeup look, the Parisian style glow up. It is going to be thin layers, very, very thin layers, because they can soak into the skin, become one with the skin, and look like as if you're not wearing a lot of makeup. Next, moving on to brows, and I'm going to fill in my brows using a Floris's brow pencil, and then I'm going to use some setting gel on the brows. That's all that I'm going to do. I don't want to make them too perfect. They're never too perfect, but I find that it is actually a lot more youthful if you don't create this completely perfect Instagrammable brows. I don't think too much about them. Okay friends, now I have one essential step in case you think that your makeup doesn't last well during the day or is going to start to melt. Now is the time, once you've applied your base product, to apply some setting spray. I personally like the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I'm going to spray it not directly onto my face, but I'm going to spray it on the beauty sponge, on a makeup sponge, and then I'm going to press it into my skin before moving on to powder. And this is how the makeup is going to be more long lasting. I am going to skip this step because I find that I don't need it. But if you're experiencing that your makeup doesn't stay as long as you would like, then definitely go ahead and use setting spray now. Next, I'm going to move on to setting powder. I'm using a dry sponge this time, taking the product on my hand first, and then I'm going to set my face, mostly focusing on the center of the face, and you can probably see now the difference immediately, that this side becomes a lot more airbrushed. It's essential always to take the powder first on your hand before going onto your face, because that's how you're going to avoid piling on too much product on the skin, which can get cakey during the day. So I have applied the powder only on the center of my face, the chin and the forehead. I didn't apply it here. You can still see the glow because I'm going to be using a powder blush. I am going to be using one of my favorite neutral nude powder blushes, and this one is Dansante. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this one. I'm going to use a small amount for now because I'm going to see after I apply my lipstick if I'm going to need more. For highlighter, I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Highlighter. This one is in the shade number 3, and it's perfect, cool toned highlight. It's my favorite. I'm going to use it on the back of my hand and then apply with a brush and then just press it with my finger. I'm only using a dabbing motion here because otherwise if I swipe, I'm going to remove move the foundation. You can use a finger if you want to, but you have to be very gentle and not to be tempted to drag, because if you drag, foundation is going to be removed and your makeup here is going to be ruined. You have to reapply. Next, we're moving on to eyes, and I'm only going to take a small amount from the blush. Take it on the back of my hand first, and I'm going to lightly dust this all over my eyelid. I don't want to have it as eyeshadow, but just want to make sure that I don't have any concealer or foundation left in the crease of my eye. So the intention is not to have eyeshadow here, but it's just to make sure that the eyelids are quite even. So that's going to be enough. Now you can either do this or take a Q-tip and just make sure to pass into the crease of the eye, just to make sure that you don't have concealer or foundation gathered into the crease of the eye, because this one doesn't look good. And then I'm not going to be using any eyeshadow. Now I'm taking my favorite eyeliner from Prada, and this one is in the shade 04 Amber. And I make sure to sharpen the eyeliner. And I'm going to apply this one very close to the roots of the lashes. Just to emphasize my eye, I don't want it to look as if I'm wearing eyeliner actually, but I just want to create the illusion just to make my eyes pop a little bit more, and this is going to make a huge difference. Next, I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and I'm going to make sure to curl them twice because I have very straight lashes and I want them to have the curl and to hold the curl. Sometimes when I curl my lashes, I'm going to remove some of the eyeliner that I've applied. So I'm just going to go ahead and reapply it once my lashes are curled, if I have to. It doesn't happen every time, but in case it happens, just going to go ahead and reapply that. And obviously you're not going to need that if you're blessed with curled lashes or if you have your lashes professionally curled. You're going to skip this step and maybe even skip the mascara. Next, I'm moving on to mascara, and I'm going to be using one of my favorites, and this is the Lancome Idole mascara. It has a curled wand, and this one is perfect for the French makeup look because it holds the curl. It also helps to curl the lashes, and it looks quite natural. It is also buildable, and it gives this very polished, glossy lashes. And this mascara is good because it looks quite natural, but at the same time you can apply a second coat if you want a more dramatic look. But overall, it separates the lashes really nice. Okay, so this is with one coat of mascara. I'm going to just take my hair back because it's quite hot here. For lips, I'm going to be using one of the most beautiful nude lipsticks, and this is a statement nude lip color. I think that this one is going to look beautiful on a lot of people. It's from Guerlain, and let me go ahead and show you a swatch. Also, I want to show you the color on my fingertips. And now that I have the lipstick on, I may apply just a little bit more of that blush. So I'm going to take some blush, and again, first take it on the back of my hand. It's very important when you're using makeup products, and probably one of the beauty secrets that I want to share with you. When you're using powder, any kind of powder products, whether it's going to be a bronzer, a blush, or a setting powder, make sure to always take the product first on the back of your hand, because if you dip into the product and then go directly onto the face, you might see that, and most of the time, it is going to get piled onto the face. And then it's going to be harder to blend in, and it's not going to be as beautiful and as seamless. So I think that that's going to be enough for me. And finally, my fragrance of the day is going to be the new L'Oreal Vanille Nude Perfume. And it took me a little bit of time to actually understand this fragrance, but currently it's my favorite because it's such a beautiful vanilla scent. It is vanilla with a touch of iris, but it's not powdery. It's this very soft, cloudy pink scent. It's almost, I would call it a princess scent because it is slightly gourmand, but not too much, and it's probably the most elegant version of L'Oreal. I have all of the fragrances from the L'Oreal line, and this one is very different from all of the L'Oreal fragrances. Initially, when I started wearing it, I almost felt a little bit shy to wear it because of this pure femininity that it exudes. It's a beautiful scent, I think. So definitely go ahead and check it out if you like vanilla scents. This one has vanilla, jasmine, a little bit of iris, and a musky base. It almost feels like L'Oreal Intensamente has been reworked a lot, and it has a lot more vanilla, but in the very dry down. And when I smell the bottle, because I spray it quite often, when I spray the bottle, actually some of the fragrance obviously comes on the wings, and my whole room, when I enter, it slightly smells like L'Oreal, because this is definitely a fragrance that is so long lasting. It lasts 6-7 hours on the skin, and on clothes and hair it lasts 2 days. So it's a beautiful scent, a very princess-like, let's say almost like a pink cloud. And this is going to be the finished look. I hope that you enjoyed spending time with me. And the main beauty secrets that I want you to remember and take out with you is make sure to take care of your skin, make sure to prep your skin nice, and make sure that your foundation works well with the SPF and with the skincare routine that you are having. So this is the number one beauty secret, and I think that this is the main mistake that people make. They are going to choose foundation that doesn't work well with their skincare or with their SPF, and then they feel unhappy. My other beauty secret is going to be make sure to choose foundation that is suitable for your skin needs. So if you can get away with a lightweight skin tint like this one, kind of a skin tint, then go ahead and use it. But if you need a little bit more coverage to feel confident, then don't be afraid to use a medium coverage foundation. The key here is to use a small amount. If you start building up your foundation, it's never going to look natural, it's never going to look good. So the key to the French makeup look is going to be to use thin layers. Same applies to your powder. For the powder, and any kind of powders that you're going to be using on your face, make sure to take the product first on the back of your hand before going to your face, because otherwise if you dip into the product and then go directly to the face, that's when it becomes unnatural and you're going to have a hard time to blend it. And also, the last beauty secret that I want you to remember from this video, probably try to apply blush. If you're using blushes, highlighters, try to apply your powder products first and then on top apply the cream products. So let's say if you're using two different colors from blushes, use the powder blush first and then use the cream product on top, because that's how you're going to get this more ethereal glow. And if you want to see this technique, actually I have a video, I'm going to link it here. It's dedicated to the Dior blushes, but it shows you this technique on how to use powder first and then on top use a cream product. Thank you so much once again for spending time with me. I truly enjoyed filming this video for you and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!